You guys, it's hard to make decisions that are permanent.
Welcome back to Wood Glueru. Today we are continuing on our kitchen renovation project. We've already put out a few videos about how we're starting this process, and now we are to the point where we have replaced the windows. We are fixing up the wall. As you can see here, Grant is just patching up and painting after replacing these windows, and now we are ready for the next step in this process.
We are about to move everything off this wall, including the cabinets, and it's 4 o'clock. Why we're starting at 4 o'clock and not 6 a.m., I do not know. Help me. My mom's here, kids are here. Okay, we're doing it.
I don't know what it is about starting projects in the middle of the day, but we always have the best intentions to start early in the morning, and then things just start happening. You know, life gets going, and next thing you know, we start projects way too late in the day, and then we're working on them clear into the night. But on this day, we had everyone here to help, and the goal was to get everything off of that wall, out of the cupboards, because what we're trying to do is set up our kitchen, kind of stage it how we are thinking we're going to eventually make the kitchen. And this is our idea. I do have a video explaining how we are thinking about renovating our kitchen and the setup, but that is probably going to change. We've already changed a few things, and it was great to move these things around and set it up and stage it to get the feel of how everything would flow and if we would like it that way. A few of you had suggested that in the comments, and I think it's a great idea, and that's what we are doing here today. So we had to move everything off that wall and out of those cupboards so we could do that.
Patching Latin plaster slots. So I got a piece of teak, already used teak. Right, that's what I had. So gonna set in there like that. Some glue, some wedges, and then I'll drywall over it like
So you're gluing it in?
tomorrow with Loctite Premium. Glues everything to anything forever.
Ooh, good luck when we go to get this
I
out.
said there's only two things that I trust. Shakira's hips and PL Max Premium. And I don't know about Shakira's hips.
They don't lie.
She says that.
Oh,
Butter side out.
thank God. Can you imagine if that went? After you just talked about how it sticks to everything.
I just defied science there.
And this patch doesn't really matter because no one's going to see it, right?
I'm going to show it to everyone that comes here.
Well, however many people watch this video are going to see this patch.
Come and see this. Do you know I had a slot right there? I patched it.
No one else in the world is going to see that because there will be a cupboard in front
It's
of
on
it.
the internet.
What Grant was doing right there was lifting up the cord to our internet router, and it has to stay in that location, and that's why he has to cut the back off this cabinet as well, which is fine because this is not really needed necessarily. The wall will be there to hold everything in the cabinet. These are not the permanent cabinets. They're just the temporary ones that we previously had inside our kitchen. So it's all just a temporary situation. But with every project, those little things tend to crop up that you aren't expecting, and they usually delay you by a little bit of time because you got to figure out how you're going to fix it before you can, just throw the cupboards in there and get to your final project that you're trying to do. So I did take advantage of the fact that we were moving all this stuff to do a little bit of cleaning that you just saw. There were tons of crumbs and things under those cabinets because they weren't properly, hung on the wall or anything like that. So I did take advantage of that just to clean it up a little, and then also took advantage of the fact that I was moving all this stuff so I could organize it a little better and declutter a few items. I have all of that on a different video on my other channel. In case you're interested in that, I can have it linked down below. We did decide to move this countertop that Grant had made out of wood down into the other side just so we could continue that countertop the whole entire way, because not only are we going to need that when we are living without a kitchen, but we also just want to stage it to see exactly how it's going to look. and get the feel for it. So I'm hanging some art in here. This is mostly just to make it feel a little bit more put together out here because this is going to take a while, but also just to have a place to put this stuff because I don't want to store it anywhere else. And I know, people might say don't put holes in the wall, but again, all that's going to be patched up, so it doesn't really matter that much. And then we are just setting everything up. So this will kind of be our fake kitchen for a while, where we will probably have to bring the microwave out here and the toaster, all of that stuff. We won't have a sink once we get to the demo process. So I will have to make a temporary kitchen in this area. We might even have to move the dining room table out of this area and bring in a folding table just so we have somewhere to prepare food. And of course, it will be very limited because we won't have a way to cook, but at least we could warm up the food. And then we had replaced the windows. So Grant was finishing up some of the final touches out here. We have trim around the windows out here and we painted it to match all the other trim on our house. I think it turned out really nice. We still have to finish up the stucco work. He will eventually paint that as well, but he's just doing a wonderful job. And then he had thrown these shelves up for me because I said, oh, I really want some shelving, when we made the kitchen a little bit more personalized when we first moved in here. And it's kind of sad to see these come down because it was so fun to decorate these, and they were really convenient for putting stuff up there, cups and mugs and things like that, and just making the kitchen look really cute. Of course, these have to come down so we can switch everything around and see how it's truly going to look with the way we are thinking about setting it up. So we're just moving the fridge and putting everything in place to get the feel of how this kitchen will function eventually.
That's what our kids will be doing. As you saw, we moved all the IKEA covers that we had at the end there. They were just sitting on the floor. They weren't attached to the wall in any way. In the corner, we had this piece. We decided to hook it here to give us a really good idea of what it would feel like to have a peninsula sticking out here, which I actually really appreciate all your comments and your tips and people that have been through a kitchen renovation and ideas. Anything that is nicely said is very helpful. So we added this here to get a feel of what it would be like to walk, around, because I know a lot of you pointed out, and I knew as well, that this could be a roadblock for the kitchen. But actually, if you can see here, there's a lot of room here.
After staging it, Grant and I started discussing all the different layouts and how this was feeling, and we started to question things.
Because there is this giant space, you can't really tell, but like my hand is right here. Like that's where the cupboard's gonna be. And then I'm not even close. Here, stand there next to me. And put your hand out.
Which way?
To me. Put your hand to my hand. Like, look at, there's like a lot of space.
You can swing a cat. Not a big cat.
You can easily twirl and not hit anything.
Well, let's get the out twirling room.
I don't know what to do. I really don't. I mean, I'm serious. Like, even to this point, I don't know what we're doing because it feels just like there's these weird spaces.
We staged it the best we could. This is where we were thinking of putting some cabinets around the fridge built in. And then we had the idea to move this door down a little bit. And we were going to then move the oven a little bit over, have countertop to the left and right of the oven. Essentially, all the cabinets would be down at the end for food, pantry stuff. Then we would have that little peninsula. But the more we lived with this layout, the more we started to question different ideas and if this was the right layout. So we might be making some adjustments to that.
Anyway, so it's an odd layout. We've got like this huge amount of dead space. The fridge is kind of far away. People have pointed that out. We know that. We live here.
It is far. We're getting our steps in.
Right. We're going to look amazing. We're going to lose weight by eating.
Yeah, that is definitely an issue. We definitely see what you guys are seeing, which is we have a long, skinny kitchen. It is like a runway, that kitchen. And so it's kind of hard to configure where to put things, where the fridge opening up doesn't get in the way of a doorway or another cupboard. And so we've come to the conclusion, with the help of my mom pointing it out too, and some of you, that we are going to get some design help. So a lot of you have given us really good ideas, like the counter depth fridge idea that we did a lot of research on. Mm-hmm. Watched a ton of videos and looked things up, and you know, it's really helping a lot to get the different ideas. So definitely keep giving us the ideas, and now we're going to meet with a designer because a few of you pointed that out, and my mom has always wanted to do that as well. So she's going to help us, you know, she's helping us find somebody that was recommended to her. So
you'd think someone announcing that they're doing their kitchen would at least have some ideas what they're doing before they would announce it, right?
No, we just jump in. That's how you get things done. Jumping in. Okay, well, we will be reporting back because we're meeting with the designer very soon. And yeah, hopefully we have some ideas. We'll see you soon.
We've got ideas, we just need a good one.
Hopefully we'll pick one.
All right.
And jump into it.
Adios, back to it. What you're doing. Get off the internet. Go do some work. Come on.
We've rambled on a little bit too long here, so they're going to have to cut a little bit of this out.
Yeah, we'll be cutting things out. But anyhow, so we're trying to decide here.